Hey everybody, we're going to be making my favorite cheat meal, quote unquote. I do still make it keto, but this isn't something you want to have every single day. You definitely could. It's not too bad for you, especially with the homemade pizza sauce that I've made. Be sure to check out that video as well. Nothing matches a homemade sauce. We're going to start by chopping up our hard salami. Just get that right out of the way. I don't like buying the already sliced up salami. It's too thin. Sometimes it's a little too greasy for whatever reason that may be. This just turns out better every single time. Our next step is going to be de-seeding our jalapenos. That was a terrible cut I made there, but hey, we work with what we got. Chop it in half, and then I grab a spoon to get rid of the seeds on the inside. You can do it however you want. This just seems to be the easiest way for me. And once we've got all the seeds out of all of our jalapenos, we're going to slice it. You can have this as thick or as thin as you want. You can actually dice it up like I do the onion, which you'll see in a second. But I like it in strips. I kind of like the crunchiness. Be sure to chop your onion in half. And don't do what I did, which is don't cut off the end of your onion, because then you're going to cry like I was. I know you can't see it, but I was. And we're going to dice this up. These are going to be our vegetables. Then we're going to slice up our mozzarella cheese. Buy a brick of mozzarella. Do not buy that store-bought, shredded up garbage. This will be cheaper and way, way better. I cannot stress how much better this is. The other cheese we use is Parmesan Reggiano, which is also worth the money. We're going to cook off a little bit of the water in our vegetables because we don't want our sauce or our pizza to get all soggy. So I just have this on, medium-low heat, and I'll just leave it for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Stirring occasionally, of course. And we're pretty much ready. So we got our cauliflower crust. Gonna add our homemade pizza sauce to it. You can add as much or as little as you want. I like it pretty saucy, so I end up adding a little bit extra here. And you could always dip the pizza right in your extra sauce, which I also did. I love this stuff. Again, be sure to check out that video. Little self-plug here. Our next step is going to be adding our vegetables. Some people put these on top of the cheese. I think it turned out much, much better putting them right on the sauce. As long as you get that extra moisture out, it's not going to get soggy at all. And then the cheese is going to seal it right in there and cook it perfectly. Add our mozzarella on top. You don't want to overcrowd the mozzarella because it is going to melt. You don't have to cover every square inch. We're also going to add our Parmesan Reggiano, which is going to fill in most of the gaps. I'm pretty generous with this. This is how we're going to seal off our ingredients. I love this stuff. It is too good. We've got our oven preheated to 425 degrees. We're going to add our pepperoni on. Don't add too much because the pepperoni is going to render down and that fat is going to turn into grease on the top of your pizza. Put it in the oven for about 13 minutes at 425. It's looking perfect. I always check the crust after I take it out to make sure it's nice and crispy all the way through. Now it's time to cut this pizza. And we got to check out the cheese, spread it out a little bit, and we'll make sure again that it's crispy all the way through. You can always set it back in if it's not. Please be sure to like, subscribe. I really appreciate everybody that does. I appreciate you even if you don't, as long as you're watching. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Without further ado, let's get into this bad boy. Nice stiff crust. Oh yeah. That hits different. This is so good. Massive bites.
That is really good.